The slogan says that Virginia is for lovers and for anyone in the Old Dominion that loves cool rides and rapid race cars. Virginia Motorsports Park is the place to be. Welcome, Bowtie fans, to another edition of the Menards Car Show series, coming to you from Virginia Motorsports Park, just outside of Dinwiddie, Virginia. Hello again, everyone. I'm Ted Jones, and this is Camaro Row. Beautiful Camaros, but we have one 68 that is our first award winner. We see many beautiful Duracell Crank It with the Copper Top award vehicles in our travels, such as our Petersburg winner, Foster Venturini, and his 1968 Camaro. Now, Foster's not the original owner of this car, but this is the original color on the car. And where did he find it?
I bought it, actually I moved out in Kansas City in 1991, and I bought the car shortly right after I moved out there off the Auto Trader. It was unrestored. Everything was still in touch, but I still had the stock spiral shocks on the car. I had all the stock parts on it, but it needed to be restored.
This engine is the most common big block 396 that they found in the Camaros. They offered a 325, a 350, and a 375 horse, but is it the original matching numbers engine?
It's the original big block car. I got pictures when we were building the motor, and it was dyno tested and all that. Really wild looking at the motor, and you're 3 foot away from it, and it's just running 5,500 RPMs in front of you. It's pretty wild when it's dyno.
Of course, the car didn't come with an MSD box back in 1968, but it did come with the original 1968 owner's manual, and he's got the protector plate. Oh, this car is going to be all original when he's done with it.
I got a plan in mind to put it all back to original, yes. Got the window sticker, got the shipping invoice, got the protector plate, all that.
Foster restored the interior himself, did a great job. Look at that original steering wheel, but let me tell you something. That's not the original steering wheel, that's an original steering wheel. The original steering wheel he made into a table where he displays a photograph book about the car. Now, because this is the original Matador red color, it came with a white stripe because it didn't have a vinyl top. See, if it had a black vinyl top, they put a black stripe on it. Well, he doesn't like the vinyl top, but he likes the black on red, and frankly, we agree.
I drive it to cruise-ins. Only reason I trailer it, I go to longer events like Myrtle Beach. My first car was 68 Z28, and I've loved them ever since.
Congratulations to Foster Venturini on being the Duracell Crank It with the Copper Top Award winner this weekend at Virginia Motorsports Park. Time for our first Producer's Choice Award here this weekend, and it's going to go to William Treat, his 1932 Bucket T. Wait a minute. They didn't make Model Ts in 1932. What's up with that?
It's a 1915 body style, but they registered as a 1932, but we built it as a 1915. DMV will not register it as a 1915.
His car has 3 deuces on it, and the speedometer goes to 160. But he tells me he doesn't use all 3 deuces.
327 Corvette motor, cam and a half with the 6-pack on it. I'm only running the center carburetor now because of the power. It will do a backflip if I'm running all 3 carburetors. 1 2-barrel. These are 1920 brass headlights, so it's got the high beam, low beam, the rear end 26 brass tail light. Kind of like the lantern, just run it at night, which looks pretty neat going down the road. I'll get it up to around 120, and that's fast enough.
We turn our attention to the LMC Truck Life Award winner, a 1972 Cheyenne that is owned by Michael Breeden. Take a look at this beautiful black LMC Truck Life Award winner, a gorgeous Chevrolet Cheyenne Super 10 4-wheel drive. Now, this truck has been in his family for a long time.
My dad bought the truck when I was in high school with the intentions of fixing it up and restoring it. And he worked on that for years, worked on it some together.
Take a look at the interior in this truck. Looks brand new, like it's never been set in. What a job he has done restoring this beautiful truck.
It was him, and then he got it done in about 2001. It's a stock 350. It's got, it does have headers and aluminum midtake on it, otherwise it's stock. So there's some LMC parts on the truck. That's who I go to when I need something these days.
Congratulations to Michael Breeden, whose 1972 four-wheel drive Cheyenne is our LMC Truck Life winner. We'll take a break right now from the Menards Chevy Show. We'll be back with more after this.
The Menards Chevy Show is being brought to you by Z-Max, the one product for your engine, transmission, and fuel system. Evap-O-Rust, super safe rust remover. Steel Rubber Products, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping. And by Dustless Blasting, it's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to the Menards Chevy Show from Virginia Motorsports Park. Let's check out some more award winners. Up next is the Rock Auto Restored Award, and our winner here today is a beautiful 1970 Chevelle 396. Well, and there is that award right there, the Rock Auto Restored Award. Yes, it is a restored car, beautiful job he did, but the rarest thing about this car is the engine. That's a 375 horse, is that real?
Yes, sir, it is.
It came with a 375 horse?
Yes, sir.
What rear end?
It has a 411 posi 12 bolt in it.
Oh, ho, ho. So 0 to 100 quickly.
Yes, sir, it will.
And you drive this or trailer, huh?
We drive it as much as we can. Yes, sir.
Really?
Yes, sir.
It's got to be quick, huh?
It's pretty fast. Yes, sir.
And you don't see a lot of cars that are being restored that are white. Wonder if that's the original color.
That's the factory color. Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you do anything with it?
We put a pearl finish over top of the factory paint. We give it a little sparkle.
I know the Cal Induction, vacuum operated, came on some of the big blocks, but I wonder if that's the original Cal Induction.
Yes, sir.
No!
It sure is. It came on it from the factory.
Wow, this car is very rare. The red stripes are really beautiful, but I don't think that's a Chevrolet color, and I know you couldn't get red stripes on this year's Chevelle.
Those stripes were originally black, but now I wanted to put a burgundy stripe on to match the interior.
You make it your car.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
And what color is that stripe?
It's a 1988 Trans Am GTA flame red.
That red interior is really beautiful on a white car. What a sharp combination.
It's pretty much the stock red vinyl interior. It's a factory bench seat car.
Yeah, really sharp though.
We've done a lot of work to keep it that way.
Well, congratulations, Jeff. His Chevelle 396 joins the ranks of other Rock Auto Restored Award winners. Time for another Producer's Award. Goes to a 1966 Chevy Nova that did not come with that motor.
No, sir, it sure didn't, but it is a crate motor. It's a 572 720 horsepower.
What a job he did on the engine compartment. Look right here at these inner fenders. Is that clean? Is that beautiful? Look how clean that firewall is. And I like the big high-rise intake. Does this baby go? Yeah. You drive it then, I assume.
Yes, sir, it will be driven home from here. The only reason it was not driven inside here today is because I can't handle that long in traffic, and that 110 octane is very expensive, so.
Now you're gonna have that much power and fun to play with, you've gotta have some serious competition seats, complete with shoulder harness. And tell me about the seat.
The seats are Lucaria seats. It's something that I ran up on and thought they'd fit in, and I need something to port this old head.
Let's turn our attention toward a new award as we welcome Moonshine Sweet Tea to our program. Earl Hopkins and his 1955 Chevy 210 are the inaugural winners of the Sweet Ride Award. Well, this award is indeed a very sweet ride, but you're not going to believe, folks, this car's very deserving of the award that it won. However, you're not ready for the color of this car. It's unusual, right? You know why it's this color?
It's he asked me what color I wanted to paint it, and I told him, I said, with all the money I spent, I wanted to paint it the color of money. So it's called a silver sage green.
Okay, so that explains all the money in the trunk.
That's right. That's right. Yes, sir. That's right.
And that money's for the TV announcer.
You know what? I've heard plenty of people ask me about that money thing.
You see the color match right here? Look at the money. Look at the color of the car. It was a neat idea. Do you get a lot of questions about the color of the car?
Yes, and, you know, they always ask me what color is that. It's really called a silver sage green, right? But you know, he mixed his own colors up. The engine is a Corvette engine LS1. The engine Antra transmission. A friend of ours, you know, he wanted to go up to LS3, so he sold us the LS1.
See, he knows it, and then he repainted the hood emblem back up there. He shaved the door handles. He decked the trunk back there. Those seats are not out of a Chevrolet.
The seats are come out of a Cadillac. I think it was a 68 Cadillac, I think. I'm not sure.
Okay, are they the color money too?
Yes, yes.
You drive it much?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I drive it, you know, short distance in the area around Carolina, Spotsylvania, and Petersburg, but down here, I coated it down here. Yeah.
So, do people stare at it and everything?
All the time.
Okay, well, congratulations on our special new award.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Congratulations to Earl Hopkins and his 55 Chevy, winners of the Moonshine Sweet Tea Sweet Ride Award. If you like nasty Novas, we have a Super Sport edition coming up when the Menards Chevy Show returns. Welcome back to the Menards Chevy Show, coming to you from Virginia Motorsports Park, just outside of Dinwiddie, Virginia. I'm Ted Jones, and we continue on with another award. Bob French brought his 1968 Chevelle SS 396 to the show today, and he'll go home as this week's Original Parts Group Award winner.
1968 Chevelle SS 396.
The very, very rare 396, 375 horsepower. So I had to ask him, is this really a 375 with a solid lifters?
Yes, it is.
Those are rare.
The L78 version, yes, sir.
You know, he has the correct Delco battery right here, the correct chrome valve covers, the chrome open air breather right there with the 375. He's got the moon clamps. Everything correct on this for a nice restoration. Did you know, by the way, that Chevrolet said it was 375 horsepower? Everybody else said it was more like 425. Where did you find it?
It was my brother's car. He was the original owner, and I'm the second owner. He bought it and drag raced it in Ohio. And when he blew up the motor the second time, he parked it. And he called me in 2001. He said, bro, if you want this car, I'm going to sell it. And here it is, and this is the price. So I went up there in Ohio and picked it up on a flatbed trailer. And the motor was in pieces. The transmission was out of the car. So we had a project.
Do you drive it any?
I drive it some. I live down in, like I say, in Bath, and it's out in the country. And I go down there and take it out of the garage and rip and roar on it a little bit, just like it was built to do.
In the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of nowhere.
Tell me about the color of the car.
The color is metallic bright red. It's an 86 GM color. And the story behind the color was my wife and I were looking for reds, and she happened to have some fingernail polish that was almost identical to this. She said, that's the color we want the car. So that was her input.
Congratulations to Bob French and his 1968 Chevelle for winning the OPGI Original Award here in Petersburg. Time for another one of our producers' awards, and folks, we picked out a truck that is drop dead gorgeous. 1950 Chevy. They came with an inline 6-cylinder. This thing is beautiful, and when you hear the story, without question, it was a labor of love.
I found it in Appomattox, Virginia, about 2.5, 3 hours away from here. I drove up and took a look at it and ended up buying it.
It'll look like that?
Not in the least, no. And the truck looked good from about 40, 50 feet. I just got into it, and the more I got into it, I started taking it apart and changing things and found out it wasn't where it needed to be or the way I felt it needed to be. Ended up doing a complete frame-off restoration.
Now, I told you they come with an inline 6-cylinder, but that's not the original 6.
This is a 235 out of a 56 Bel Air.
Well, congratulations on our producer's choice.
Oh, thank you very much. Very honored. That's a real pleasure. I appreciate that.
You know, you could get a Chevy II Super Sport, believe me, with even a 6-cylinder engine, but the ones that you really wanted had that motor. 327 cubic inches. Check it out, folks. 350, that's right. You heard me right. 350 horsepower with the twin snorkel air breather. These things are very, very rare. That's one of the reasons this is going to be one of our Producer's Choice Awards.
It's 327 with 350 horse. It has a factory 11-to-1 compression engine.
Yeah, and more horsepower than cubic inches. That was rare in that day and age.
Yes, it runs good.
You know, my two favorite car colors are black and red. This, believe me, is red. A lot of people call it arrest me red. You know what car dealers call it? Resale red.
The paint, it's Guards red, and my brother-in-law painted it, Fred Probst.
Is it the original color?
No, it's supposed to be mist blue.
So you made it better.
Yeah.
Arrest me red.
I like red, yeah.
Stay with us for more of the Menards Chevy Show, because we're going cooking on the quarter mile here at Virginia Motorsports Park. We'll be right back.
Menards Chevy Show is being brought to you by Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radio since 1977. Clamp Tight, the clamp making tool. Borla, the world's most winning exhaust. And by Gen Y Hitch, towing made easy.
Welcome back to the Menards Chevy Show. Time for another one of our special awards. We're proud to welcome Gunk Products to the show, and Ed Coral and his 65 Chevy II are the first winners of the Gunk Tough and Trusted Award. This award winner you're not ready for. I asked the guy, when I looked up here in the engine compartment, I said, what? You gotta be kidding me. A supercharged V6?
Yeah, I started the project. I wanted to do something a little different.
That's different.
Yeah, that's what everybody's telling me. That's the reason I did it.
Tell me about how big is that Roots blower?
So it's a 471 blower. The original motor was actually from an old Bush V6. If you remember back in the 1980s, the Bush series were running V6s. This is actually the block and the heads from original Bush motor. And about 5 years ago, I ran the car naturally aspirated. About 3 years after that, I spun a bearing, so I had to rebuild the motor. So I figured, why not go with the blower? So we put the 471 blower on there, switched it over from gasoline to E85. Currently, the car runs on E85 fuel with electronic fuel injection.
And after I got over the shock of a supercharged V6, I looked down here on the door at the call-out badge, and I said, where did you get those?
I've had it with this setup for about 3 years, and I noticed that a lot of people would just walk by the car. They really didn't notice that it's a blown V6. So we got the badges so that people would kind of see it and kind of stop and look at the car. To tell you the truth, I can't even tell you where those badges are from. I kind of shopped them on eBay from different sources and then just put them together.
And you've got a fuel cell in the back and everything. You're perfectly legal. You can pass NHRA tech.
Yeah, it absolutely passes tech. I was actually going to run here yesterday, but I got caught up in the rain.
Wow, fun car, huh? But it's street legal.
It's absolutely street legal. It's registered and insured. I drive it on the street all the time.
Take a look at those shifters. Is that really cool? I understand it's kind of like the old Hurst Lightning rods. It's really a 3-speed automatic, and you just pull each lever back, kind of like a Lenco transmission. Boy, this is one cool ride. Congratulations to Ed and his 65 Chevy II for winning the Gunk Tough and Trusted Award here in Virginia. Another Producer's Award. This one goes to the Orange Blossom Special. Tell us what you have here. Where'd you get this truck?
I bought this truck from a preacher right up the road here, about 5 miles from Virginia Motorsports Park. It's a 69 Chevrolet pickup. It had a 6-cylinder motor in it when I bought it, with 3-speed on the column.
This is my kind of truck. A big 454. Now that's a real man's engine, but it didn't have that in it when it was born.
I put big block in it, only way to go.
I wonder if the preacher knows about that.
Actually, I took it by there and showed it to him, and he was very blessed.
And those seats, those aren't Chevrolet seats.
I got the seats and got the seats out of a 1996 Dodge pickup truck, and we remodeled everything on them. I drive this truck, and we don't mind taking it anywhere in the world.
So it drives on the street?
Yes, sir. In fact, I tow my wife's show car with it. When we go to shows out of state, when we want to take both cars there, we'll put hers on a trailer and carry it with us wherever we go.
Virginia Motorsports Park is always one of the most popular events on the Menards calendar, and there is always a strong turnout.
Absolutely. We get excited each year for the Menards Chevy show, and a great crowd has come out of spectators. They're walking around car show area, swap meet, and watching a lot of fast racing here.
Now, a lot of people don't know Virginia Motorsports Park has other big events.
Absolutely. We've got other manufacturer series events for the Ford folks, and with Fun Ford, the Mopar show, and a lot of the PDRA World Finals is here for the fast Pro Mod action. It's all here at VMP.
That's all the time we have here in Virginia. The first of a dozen events held at major racetracks and car-oriented locations around the country. Coming up next week, we'll head to the Lone Star State and check out the action at the Texas Motorplex. We'll see you then with more of the Menards Chevy Show.